Hi, I'm Christopher Dunn again. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Mika 2 Light Pendant, which I happen to have right here. So this is the 181070, so let's get into details on it. Let's talk about the size of the fixture body itself, and that's going to be independent what it's going to be hanging from, which are these rods. So you can see this is coming in pretty tall, 28.3 inches to begin with, from here to here. And then it's kind of an oval shape if you're looking up at it. So it's 7.2 inches deep, and the width on it is 9.7. Now, overall height, that's the distance from the bottom of the fixture to the actual ceiling itself. It's going to give you a pretty good range. You're going to start off at 30.6, and you're going to end up at 75.6. That's going to be using the pipes that come with it. However, this is going to ship with 120 inches of wire. There's a lot of wire right there. So if you guys need to go beyond that 75.6, we can get you up to that 120, maybe a little bit has to come off that for the wire to get to the box, but you'd only have to order some extra kits of pipes. So just email me about that if you guys need to go beyond the 75.6. Now, we're talking about the pipes, but part of that is going to be talking about the installations instructions. So if you're on the page for this, you guys can follow along. That side of the screen, midway down, is going to be a link. It's going to say, click here for installations instructions PDF. It's going to be these papers, how do you put it together, all the different parts. It's going to show you a couple different great things. So it's going to show you a full parts list. These are all the parts that come with it. It's going to show you a chart. That chart is going to be the one I have circled here. It's going to show you which combinations of which of these rods you're going to use to get to the overall heights listed right there. So it's pretty easy. Now, you're going to be getting a kit. That kit's going to have 3 of the 12s, 1 of the 6, 1 of the 3, a bunch of these little connectors, and they're threaded like that. There's threading on the inside of each end of the pipe. And basically how you're going to put this together is you're going to put down a blanket or something like that. First, you're going to figure out how long you need your fixture to be from the ceiling to the bottom of the fixture, and then you're going to put the pipes that you've chosen down, put your little connectors in. Actually, don't do that yet. You're going to run that wire through these little parts one by one. So you're going to go through a connector, through a pipe, through a connector. Eventually, you're going to exit this, which is the canopy that goes on the ceiling. So, and then you're just going to screw them together. It takes just a second. I have them right here, so let's just do it. And this is in vintage platinum, just so you know. You guys sometimes have a question about that. So it's so tight and so beautifully done, it just looks like a solid rod coming down. It's very, very well done. So when you get to the top, it's going to be this flat 5 and I think it's 5 or 5 1/4. It's going to go over your standard 4-inch junction box. It's going to go over this. This is what you guys have up there. This is only 6.6 pounds, so there's no weight restriction at all. It's also slope ceiling adaptable already. What you can't see is that there's a knuckle right here. It's going to allow that to bend just like this. So here's your slope ceiling. It's going to go on and then come straight down. It's pretty cool. You know, this also has some pictures, or actually some drawings of, like when you look at the parts list and that kind of stuff, it's going to show you all the little parts and how the canopy goes together on your junction box. So take advantage of these things. They're there for you to look at before you ever order fixtures on all the Hubbardton Forge things. Let's talk about glass really quick. You're coming in with this beautiful cast glass, and this is actually made, I think this is made in Spain or Italy. It's actually made in Italy. And it's cast glass, and then it's sandblasted on the inside, so this is extremely pretty. This could be great on a lot of different fixtures, but it's pretty much only on these Mika guys. And you can see one installed right there. Okay, it's going to be using medium base, I'm sorry, not medium base, chandelier socket. So this is your chandelier socket. You've all had these in your life, these smaller bulbs. Now, it's going to get not tricky, but it's going to give you the opportunity to have all kinds of different bulbs in this. And just so you know, what's keeping this piece here, what's keeping this glass on the fixture is a retaining cup. The retaining cup has a retaining ring in it, and that just screws over that socket and pushes the glass against the fixture. So I think in Hubbardton's site, and probably all the pictures, they're using this white globe. It's called a G16. I think that looks pretty good myself. It also doesn't really come out too far from the glass. So G16 is the incandescent version of this bulb, and you can go up to 60 watts in these, and you can still find these around. If you guys want to go LED, you can do that too. You can, and when you get into LED, there's no limit to what you can put into it wattage-wise, because the LEDs are basically for this fixture going to max out at like 75 watt equivalent, but most of them are going to be 40 watt equivalent, 60 watt equivalent. This is another incandescent and clear which could also be interesting. But remember, when you do clear, you're going to be able to see the filament, so kind of keep that in mind. Plus, I think this this white glass on this little guy kind of works well with this. Now, you can also do things like flame tips. Remember these? Flame tips, and that would be interesting too. Check that out. There you go. And then I have another flame tip in clear. It's this one right here. Check that out. You know, that's not bad. So, you know, you can play around with these. You can find these bulbs everywhere. Every hardware store, Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, my drugstore in my town, my grocery store sells these bulbs without any problem at all. So, as far as the size of the bulb, they're all going to work. You know, all these little guys are going to be fine. And the color of the light coming out of these things is going to be varying when you buy them as LEDs. They're going to offer them to you in 2700 Kelvin, which is like super yellow on the orange side. That's kind of like a setting sun. They're going to offer these bulbs to you in something called daylight, and that's going to be a bluish white light like an overcast day or a hospital waiting room light, convenience store. So not thinking it's going to be great in here. What we like to use in our showroom is called warm white or soft white. That's the light that's coming down on my hands right now from these LEDs above. These are 3000 Kelvin, so that's what we generally like. Anyway, so they're all going to work great. If you do decide to go with an LED, you know, these kind of LEDs, the best thing to do is get a dimmable version of that, because you're going to want to be able to dim that down when people come over and hang out with you. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you are on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over in the red tabs with the pictures in them over there. You're going to see a Finishes Help Guide tab. Open that up for me. It's going to be a video there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a chart just down below, so scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a chart. You can click on that chart, so you can click on dark smoke, you can click on soft gold, doesn't matter. Big page will pop up showing you lots of different things in that finish. You can go back to the chart and you'll notice there's letters A's on them, letter B's on some of those things, and that's going to be showing you this range of variants that you can expect to see on different translucent finishes, but I'll talk about all of that in the video, okay? Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. And those same red tabs, you're going to see a What's on Display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus, you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.